Hi Santosh.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming to Atlanta and talking to me and giving me this interview, exclusive interview on who Santosh is and what Kolapasi is all about. So first of all, tell me about Santosh.
So, Santosh is a regular run of the hill, run of the mill, or whatever, run of the mill boy next door guy in Chennai.
Okay.
Santosh, you can go and find in every street. There's a Santosh.
Okay.
Chennai is one of the most energetic place because you got sun almost around the year, right? You only three weathers in Chennai: hot, hotter, hottest. And by God's grace, you'll get 2 days of it's not called winter, but little bit of cold weather. 2-3 days in a year.
Right.
So when you have so much of energy, that energy has to translate to something, and you got to do something.
Right.
So in every street, at least in the time when I grew up, there is a Santosh who's never at home, always outside home, always playing, always making something, breaking something, playing, making chaos in the place where he lives. So that's Santosh for you, and there's Santosh in every street in Chennai.
Awesome. Childhood, your schooling, and people listening to this, and if they come across the place, they knew, they'll feel happy. Oh, this guy is from our place of Dingamati.
So I was born and brought up in Chennai. Most of my schooling, from 3rd grade to 12th standard, I was in SBOA.
Okay.
SBOA is one of the most popular schools in Chennai.
Right.
So I was just lucky enough to get into SBOA right from 3rd grade. So my
Is
childhood.
it the Ananagar one?
Yes, Ananagar, yeah, the main one.
Right,
Until
right.
10th I was CBSE. The same pattern, right? You studied at CBSE and 11th, 12th, jump to metric because you can get better marks and get a better college.
Right.
So same deal, nothing different. But I had one of the most amazing childhood because I was middle class. Both my parents were working, so that's very good because they would come pretty late from office.
Right.
So that gave me enough time to where I can go and do whatever I want when I come back from school from 4 p.m.
Yes.
Like I have 2-3 hours where mom and dad are not going to question me. And then even if there's a holiday or something, like during summer holidays, mom is going to go to work, dad is almost always traveling. He was a kabaddi coach, so I got a lot of time for myself to shape myself up.
Excellent.
Right, and the best part about my parents was they did not really groom me. They did not put so many things like I see today's kids. I feel sorry for those kids because you can't do anything of your own. Everything is bloody programmed for you. Like you got to wake up, you got to school, come back. There are like 25,000 tuitions you got to go. You got to play 37,000 sports, and then you got to do spelling competition. This, that, yoga, chess. Oh my God! If I were born today, there is no way I'm going to go through this pressure. So I was so lucky. My mom did not put me any tuition, did not put me in any class center. I played sports all over. I played all the sports you can think of in my school. I played volleyball, badminton, kabaddi, football, cricket, you name it, table tennis, you name it. I've done that
You are so lucky.
in SBA. So I had an amazing childhood. Didn't have to worry about anything. Like always happy. I never like to talk about other people. I had very high maturity when I was very young. Always happy, did not worry about what's happening. I said, what's going to happen? So, and I clearly remember all of my seniors, and I was in Ananagar, right? And I was like 4th, 5th grade, right? And all of my seniors will come and say, dude, 6th standard, oh my God, it's very difficult. You can never study so hard. They'll put all the bullshit into me. I said, dude, what grade are you studying? 6th standard, right? Dude, if you can study, I will smoke it. So that was my attitude from day one. Dude, if you can do it, right? I will do it equal or if not better than you. So don't worry about me. I'll take care of myself.
And I think you still have that attitude in hand.
That's the attitude I've lived my entire life, right? If I see somebody very successful, right? I respect him, I love him or her, right?
You can do it.
Yes,
I
then
can do
yeah. So I'm never jealous of anyone because the only people who are jealous are people who don't think they can do what others can do. That's the reason you're jealous, right? Just imagine somebody has $1 million. You have only $1,000 in your hand. The only reason you're going to be jealous is when you think you can't go and get that. Right? That's the only reason you're going to be jealous.
Yeah.
If tomorrow you know that you're going to get $1 million, why would you be jealous about that guy or girl? You say, okay, You also have $1 million. I'm also going to get $1 million tomorrow. Why? I should be happy for you because now we'll be friends at the top and we can hang out.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I'm getting one more. So when I see multi-millionaires and billionaires today, my only thing is good, man. In few years I'll be there. I'll join you in your billionaire club. We'll have fun. We'll go, around the world in all the, our private planes or yachts or whatnot. That is how I think. I'm really happy when somebody succeeds. When I see startup success, right? I'm never upset about it. I'm never jealous about it. I'm never, oh, that guy happened, that guy did it, that guy is called lucky. Dude,
Right.
if he's lucky, even you can be lucky.
Yeah, that's an amazing mindset that you have. When you look at other people, you just get inspired from the best of the best that they have. And,
In fact, every successful people is leaving you a clue.
yeah,
That means they've charted a path which you can chart.
Right.
So isn't it amazing? You're entering a forest and there is nobody's gone to the forest, right? Your chances of going through the forest and coming out in pretty low.
Yeah.
Now that somebody's already gone through the forest, there is a small hope that this guy has gone past. Right? This is like story of Roger Bannister.
somebody's made it already.
Yeah, Roger Bannister is the guy who ran 1 mile under 4 minutes. Right? I think 4-minute mile or something like that. I think so. Right? So until that guy ran, nobody had the confidence that they can run. And doctors used to say that, if you run at that speed, your heart will burst, liver will burst, something, all bullshit they were talking. The moment this guy ran, some 30 or 40 odd people were able to run in the next year. So that's why I look, if somebody is successful, man, thank God. And I want everybody to be successful around me.
Right.
All of my friends who are doing business, I want them to succeed because they're giving me confidence and they're giving me a pathway.
Excellent. That's like a pioneer. You're the pioneer in business, like an idol figure. And that's.
I don't know about that, it's their problem. I'm not giving anyone anything. I'm just doing my own work, what I love.
There are many who are getting inspired because I've been
I
following.
feel
you.
really sorry for them. and okay, all people, I'm not responsible for any of the inspiration, conspiration, okay? Please don't blame me. Okay, I'm not telling anything. I'm just living my life and doing what I love.
Absolutely. Whatever you're doing, it's working. It's working out for you and for people who follow. We are all inspired. New or old in business, we're all inspired by you. And for example, me, I've been following your social media posts, and that is so attractive. I really read the full post. I read the comment sections as well, and the way you respond to them, Instagram or LinkedIn. You're doing a great job everywhere, and so
Thank you, it's so kind of you to say that.
absolutely. So now I want to know what Kolapasi is. So first of all, tell me, how did you get to the name Kolapasi? You know what? Actually, I was traveling on 100 Feet Road. I visited Vadapandi Temple and I was traveling. And I saw a board Kolapasi. I turned this way and it was so catchy. And from that time, I knew the name was there. And you told me you had a shop there. So tell me, how did the name first come in picture?
So, I've always been quirky in my life. I've never followed the traditional path. Like, these guys are doing something. I will do something else. I've always been a rebel, and I always get high in doing something different and unique what others have not done. Right, and that's one of the reasons where I did not buy, I did not buy a mortgage. I never bought a house till now. I don't own any property because, dude, so many guys are owning it. What's the big deal in that? I'm not getting a high in that. So why would I want to lock myself? When I don't know my income is permanent, why want to fix up permanent expenses? So a lot of things, when a lot of people do that, I kind of think, should I even do if everybody is doing? So I always grew up with that concept of being different, unique. So when I jumped into business along with my couple of friends, good friends, so I was able to bring that thought process into the business too. Like, so my core of Santosh Muruganandam is questioning every damn thing. I just don't take anything and everything for granted. Why? Why should I do that? Why should I go and do that? Why should I not do this? That's why I always question everything straight at its head and think, is there a better way? Right? Just because somebody has. So my motto is, the current working model might not be the most efficient model. You can take that premise to any business and you can build a startup out of that.
Right.
It means, like, Elon Musk did that, right? 20 years back, 25 years back, he looked at the automobile industry. He said the current working model might not be the most efficient model.
Right.
That means, like, you have to have a driver. You got to do it. You can look at everything. And he said, why can't we make it autonomous?
Right.
So that's the premise on which he built his entire startup. So that is the premise. I also started building my entire, my startup life.
Excellent.
So when we started our restaurant, so I questioned the norm that why should names be so calm, so sedated, you know, so placé, so regular. Bhavans, villas, blah blah blah. Like, you know, why not? Right? So keeping a name is free, right?
So-
Nobody's charging you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Just to clarify to the audience, Kolapasi is a Tamil word which means semma pasi. You know,
Kolapasi
I'm
Tamil
so
word again you say
hungry.
Samapasi. No, I'll tell you. Okay. Kolapasi means extremely hungry in the oldest spoken language in the world. Okay, there are no two ways about it, guys. So don't come and comment about blah 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 blah. That language. Sorry. We have got evidences in Kiladi, which is 9,000 years old. Okay, so it is fact, not fiction. Like, you know, so like how you say, like India has a national language called Hindi. There is no national language. India only has official languages and regional languages. Okay, so similarly, Tamil is the oldest spoken language in the world. Period.
Absolutely. So that's how you've named your restaurant, and it says one of the most fastest growing restaurants in the whole world.
In the Indian category. the Indian segment.
Yeah, the Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves Indian food these days. Indian food is one of the most popular, and so it says it's one of the most fastest growing Indian restaurant. Tell us how you feel about it. It's as it says, it's growing fast. Tell us about the growth.
No, the reason we are growing fast is because we have solved a problem, right? You know, so the